Yeah, good morning, everybody. A little bit late start today. Poppy's alarm did not go off. Well, it went off. I just said it wrong, so my apologies.
Love you, chameleons. Thanks for joining us. By the way, this isn't late. This is actually early.
Oh, it's late, man. It's late. I usually am up. I've already done a 5-mile run already, man. What are you talking about? It's not late.
Well, it's late for you because anyone who doesn't know, in Costa Rica, the time never changes. So for him, it's the same time. But for everyone here, we're actually we were starting an hour earlier. So we had 90% of our audience actually disappeared. So 9 of the 10.
For those who are awake, please heed the disclaimer. We are just giving you some information. This is informational purposes only. Please do not trade off our advice. Dig deeper, as always, Will. Can you bring up the chameleon and tell us what's going on today, man?
I thought we were all about digging shallow.
I came up with that, man. I already got the digshallow.com address, which I use every day. So everybody tune in to Dig Shallow.
Are we? There's the share screen.
Oh man,
I was up early too, and I'm forgetting how to use the text.
Yeah, now that you had an extra 15 minutes, so I'm hoping you're going to bring us some deep stuff today, man. What do we got?
Well, you forget extra 15 minutes is that 15 minutes that I can forget what I was going to talk about. That's what happened. You got to be careful.
So you're saying you were ready to go.
Minutes.
You were totally ready to go, and then it was just like,
the things I had come up with have now disappeared.
All right, man. What do we got?
We'll go back. That's the great thing about the chameleon is you can go back and retrace what actually you were looking at and thinking about.
Well, I see it up top, a lot of red up there. What were you looking at, man?
Yeah. No.
Yesterday
the market
was a good day.
Market was just down a little. It's all right. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Actually, a couple of these are up this morning that I'm talking about. As I was scrolling down, things have popped up at me. I don't know. I think it was 7 or 8 days in a row.
Man,
we looked at this trade.
Dude, I asked you yesterday what's the most days in a row you've seen one of these things run, man?
It's a good question.
And you said you didn't give me an answer. You just you blew it off.
Yeah, well, I continue to blow you off. Here is another large upside call activity in a product I know you love to send me items in. This Dropbox. This is a technology company, isn't it?
It is.
Now, this was a large call activity yesterday, so we'll click. I just want to see, since I forgot what I was going to talk about, was this one of the ones? Yep, sure enough. We did let everyone know with the hour of trading that there was significant call activity in Dropbox going into the earnings release. So it was earnings yesterday. Now this is an entity that has only had 2 earnings, so harder to analyze this situation. But not that everything isn't hard to analyze.
Love the product, though. Love the product.
You're a heavy user, right?
Big fan. Yeah, big fan. Actually, the differentiator between it and Google Drive is the way Google Drive wants to change your Microsoft products into Google Drive products. That's the differentiator for me. I mean, I would use Google completely if it didn't do that.
Be aware of that, though. I mean, at some point, we were talking about this last week. I mean, I love the Google product, which I actually have a little Google to talk about this morning because they came out. And we'll talk about that in a second. But anyways, the risk to the Google products is that at some point, your email is going to cost, 50 cents to send or something. If they, and when I say they, I'm referring to the government, go in and change how these companies have to police themselves and, what they can do with your data, all of those costs are going to go up. And I use everything on Google, everything. Yep. And they've trained my children to use, I don't know if you're aware of this, but they're giving schools all sorts of free technology.
Oh, they're integrating them early. It's a smart move by Google. I love that. Yeah.
And it works for everyone as long as we as the customers realize that everything we're doing is
paid for with our data. Yeah.
Monitoring our activity, right? So if you've been using,
just remember, guys, if you're on Google or you're using Google or Dropbox for that, and you're searching, they're searching through every one of your documents, right? You know, if they're looking for those keywords, you want them to be able to find those keywords. They actually have to see inside the documents, right? So this is the way it is.
Yeah, but one thing Google did today, which I thought was interesting and is probably good for they've had like a lot of companies, a lot of sexual harassment situations. So they've gone to their technology and their playbook and have decided that the biggest issue is, and I shouldn't laugh, but it's going to pull a chuckle.
I'll laugh for you, dude.
that over 20% of these harassment issues. Yeah. Now the way they've handled them are like big corporate structures, right? NDA agreements, settlements. Right. So they're changing that whole structure and being way more transparent, which is great. And I thank God, and every company should move in that direction. But over 20% of the issues revolved around company events where they're serving unlimited alcohol.
Humans are so dang predictable, man.
I mean, it's like no one knows a bad Christmas party story or, conventions. I mean, they're going to start giving tickets.
Dude, I can't believe it's only 20%. I would have thought that's high 80s, man.
And it made me, and I tried to lurk, and it just popped into my head, so I wasn't able to find anything. But for any really chameleons out there who want to dig deep and do the research, you find some REITs. There's so many of these places now have bars inside the facility. Yep. You got to imagine the exposure to the company that's serving alcohol during the day, workday, every day. Okay. These WeWork spaces, there are other REITs that are copying them. So.
Ooh, interesting, dude. See, that's the type of tip I love, man. That's an experienced, long-term, been burned 1,000 times trader who's going deep. I love that, man.
So take a look. And on the REITs, it was great to see Amazon, one of the great companies, and for that they were on my bull call spread screener this morning. They went through a long, exhaustive search to find one new corporate headquarters to move away from Seattle.
Oh yeah, did they finally decide on that?
The great thing is they haven't decided, but it's been completely leaked. And the best news,
Xinjiang, China?
No, is there's not one, but there's two.
Oh no! Come on, dude. Are you serious? They did the PC thing. What we're gonna do is do for everybody. Yay! We all win, dude. Get out of here.
And they didn't choose, and the worst to me, even though I think it's
Bezos,
bullish,
man, dude. That is, come on, dude. Well, he decided PC's better than actually making what's the right decision for the company, man.
He chose the two biggest markets.
Ugh.
You guess which they are?
Oh, I don't know. What were they doing? It's like Seattle and New York. I can't remember what they were.
No, they're in Seattle. Seattle's their corporate headquarters.
No, I know, but I can't remember what they were.
The rumor is, and this is the rumor, the leak. It's being leaked by the realtors shopping around, getting them, leasable space. They want to get the space leased prior to the announcement.
Right.
So that's where the leak has occurred. But it's Long Island City in New York. So it's New York. Yep. And which is incredible because they could have, in the same corridor, they could have chosen Newark, which would have been a boon for that, location, and very helpful to, school systems, everything, infrastructure. And Philadelphia was on the play, and Philadelphia is like halfway between the two markets. Right. The other is Washington, D.C.
Oh, God. Jeez. Political boondoggle, man. Boondoggle.
I look at him as bullish. Why not? He made all these people jump around for him. It was in the news for over a year. It's in the news again before the announcement. And I wouldn't be surprised if he even changes it. Which is, crazy at the last minute. But I looked at it. It shows to me just how creative Amazon is in all aspects of their space. And so I looked at bull call and bull put spreads today, and there are a lot of choices in Amazon over the next. We're down to, I'm looking 6-7 days. Where you can get a cushion and a good return So if you're bullish, and I'm 100% sure on the bearish side, there are a lot to choose from. So if you have a thought on Amazon through this next expiration, or you can go ahead and search two expirations.
Yep.
Ways to play and identify your risk, which is always cool.
It's interesting. I mean, what would you be? Are you bullish in the next week or so?
It's
tough to say, man. No, right? I mean,
it's sold off, and I am, my nature on Amazon is a package arrives every day. I mean, it's hard not to be bullish. It's at a sell-off.
I thought you were bearish when Amazon hit 20. You were like, that makes no sense. It's 1,000 times PE.
How can people? Who's ever gonna let something be dropped on their front porch?
It makes no sense. Nobody reads books. Don't you know that? Nobody reads books.
That makes me wish I had searched YouTube. There's a great video on YouTube. Anyone who hasn't seen it, go look. Where there's a guy who put a camera on his front porch because his packages kept getting stolen.
Oh yeah.
And also put like a pop sound, like a gun going off when the person. So he placed the Amazon package and just recorded people all day. And there were like, I mean, I don't know what neighborhood he lives in, but there were like 30 videos of people picking up this box. You know, sadly, it looked like an area with the opioid crisis, maybe in full-blown disaster. But very interesting video. Highly recommend.
Check that one out later, man.
You know what? Maybe next episode I'll bring it up and we can see it together, which is always fun. On the Amazon note, another one right up there with our weed and whiskey guy who I love is the grandfather of them all, Mr. Buffett, and this Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah.
And I apologize to all the chameleons for not giving. I guess we weren't in Monday. Maybe this came out last week, but he had purchased shares in himself. Which I thought was an incredibly bullish play.
Genius.
It just shows, and obviously it's gone.
Dude, I always say, man, always bet on yourself, man. Always invest
through
a
couple moving averages, and this is an investor, and there's nothing else to invest in. So what do? They buy themselves, and it just shows how the flow of money, all these piggybackers, and we're all reasonably small players in the chameleon universe, so we can always piggyback. And I apologize. I mean, this was like right when he did it, I'm like, you know what, we should talk about that. And I forgot about it until it popped up again today. And
it's so interesting.
But
so you're not going to tell me your days in a row, the most days in a row you ever remember seeing?
Oh, it'd have to be like some of these internet stocks. Could have been Amazon, Yahoo during the internet boom. They were up for the movement there, straight up of stocks. I mean, that was, where options traders really had to sign their disclosures of the unlimited risk. I mean, it
really?
Seemed like
so you would have 20-something days in a row, 30 days in a row, something like that?
And just the moves were, I mean, the swings were violent. But yeah, you get stocks that, and listen, this bull market, I mean, it's been since, 09 has been, there've been sell-offs, but it's been a steady drumbeat up, Yep. I mean, but on the Berkshire Hathaway note, and this is not an options play, but it was, he's been buying stock in this Stone. It's a Brazilian fintech company, which when I looked into it a little bit, and it's only a stock play, and the news is out this morning. So it's back almost to where it IPO'd. Mm-hmm. But he's been a buyer. So something to take notice of. We'll kind of watch it. I'll actually put this in my watch list.
I wonder what Buffett got in at.
Well, it sounded like it was in his 10K disclosure. So it sounds like he's been buying it in the market, That's how it sounded to me. But again, this is not Wikipedia. You can't trust everything they say.
Again,
dig deeper,
people,
and anything
deeper, man. Don't go like, oh, Buffett says it's good. No, dude, go do your research, man.
To me, it sounded in reading about it. It sounds a lot like it's Square, which may make Square a better play. I mean, and the biggest point is it's in Brazil.
Okay.
So it's selling into the Brazilian market. So I mean, it has risk to a company like Square or any bigger entity who's got a point of service processing capability on an iPhone or an app or
Yep.
whatever. What technology is it? A register, a cash register?
It's payment processor,
I mean,
my friend. Payment processor.
it is great. You go into some of these vendors and they pull out their iPhone and you're swiping your card. You know, all they have is an
You're like,
iPhone.
are you stealing my data? What are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
I love that. So
love it.
anytime Buffett's involved, it's worth deeper review. But again, this can only be played with the stock itself. Actually, I've been jumping around so much. I apologize about this. The other thing I was going to talk on is I did find a few real estate investment trusts.
Yep.
That have large exposure to those two markets.
Ooh,
and
now see, this is what we pay the big bucks for, man. This is exact. Because I was like, dude, should we go buy some rental apartments in wherever that is in Long Island, man? No, why would you do that, dude? Buy the REIT, man.
And now they've gone off my my screen.
Now you lost. Are you're not gonna make us tune in tomorrow, dude? Come on, man.
I may have to. I know one was Camden property, so let's bring that up.
Wait, don't you have it on the top? Is it on your ticker on the top, man?
Yeah, there it is. All right, here they are. All right, one was
even the great minds forget that the ticker at the top.
No,
track,
I just
man.
no. I went. That's why I was clicking tabs. Didn't you see me jumping through tabs? That was. You can't see my face, but I have water dripping down my face. I was so pained. I was like, where did they go? What tab? So one, and as you can see, I was searching, and I can't really spell that well either, but there was my Camden. So that's one, CPT. It is up here, as Adam says. The other was AvalonBay, and the one that I would never have gotten the symbol, the ticker was UDR. So they all, if you look at the stock chart, they've all had a move in the last, people have been playing this before the fat bald guy here, but again, like all these moves, I mean, it's not that far off. That's one day, but
had a run.
So it's had a little bit of a move, but just keep your eye on these products. Camden Properties was the other one. AVB. AvalonBay was the other one. So just all these, each one looked like more than 10% of their portfolio was exposed to these two markets. So
how'd you find that information?
Just digging deep, dude. Wow. Unfortunately, it wasn't. We don't break it down in our. I mean, this is. It doesn't break down the subcategories. So I was looking for apartments.
Gotcha.
And then from there, kind of looking at news, that type of thing. So.
Nice. Dude, that's some good stuff right there, man. That's good stuff.
That was good. Thank you. That's what we try to do here is bring something of relevance.
Something. Be relevant, man. Be relevant.
It can't all be sleeve stacks and escalators.
All right, man. Good stuff today. Everybody, remember, subscribe. Subscribe if you want to catch us every morning live. Also, of course, all the data is on MarketChameleon.com. Links are everywhere, or just Google it. We're on all the socials, right, Will? Will's our social media manager.
we try to be helpful.
We try to be out there. And so anyway, have a great day, everyone. Have a great day trading, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.